Howse, holistic lifestyle coach at Shasta Wellness Studio in Invermere, British Columbia. Thanks for tuning in to my podcast. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Welcome to my podcast, Kayla.
Thank you.
Kayla is the founder of East Kootenay Mama Tribe.
Mm-hmm.
So you brought a group of ladies from the valley together to basically motivate each other to get outside and share what's happening around the valley, even pose any like mama questions. There's been some personal stuff that's come up too, right? Where people just need support watching kids or what's going on with my kid or whatever. So that's been really exciting. I've met a few people through your group.
Cool.
Yes.
Awesome.
And that have turned out to be clients and that have turned out just to be fun buddies where we've, gone out and explored the White Way together this year. I actually got on a pair of ice skates, which I haven't done since I was like so young.
Cool. And
so
how did it go?
It was okay. Thank God both of us hadn't skated in a while, but we were kind of robotic, like it wasn't smooth sailing by any stretch of the means. But it was just really nice. It was a nice winter afternoon and we got out and skated. We didn't even go halfway, but we still went out and did it, right?
Cool. Awesome. Successful then. That's exactly what I was hoping for that group.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I admire about you and why I brought Kayla to the microphone today is to share what it is that motivates you to bring community together that way. And, you're always inviting people to join together and head out for adventures, always on the go. So I want to hear about why you are so motivated to run around the mountains like a wild child.
Well, moving here, I'm from the prairies, so I'm from Alberta. Coming here, I feel like I just kind of came into my own. And I'll admit, when I first started the group, it was a little bit more selfish, I would say. I wanted to meet ladies. I knew that there was a group of people here, and I wanted to meet women who had similar activities that they wanted to do. And I thought it would be great to have a community of ladies that enjoyed doing things together. So I started the group and met a couple of really awesome women. I was just talking to someone actually recently about this because I felt guilty that I hadn't been posting every day. So I had this group, women seemed to really like it. They were posting on it often. And I stopped building the content and I was worried that it was going to kind of fizzle and this community was going to stop. And what had happened was it kind of took on a life of its own and these women started building their own content. So it was really cool to see a community kind of come together. And it's not my group. It's not something that I started. I think it's something that the women of Invermere started because it's something that they needed and they wanted. And they just kind of made it their own. So it was really cool to see.
Well, but good for you for putting yourself out there. It takes a certain level of vulnerability to just put your authentic self out there and say, hey, let's do this together. I have a really memorable experience with a group of strangers that you drew together. We all went from Invermere last spring.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't quite summer yet.
No, it was springtime. Yeah.
We were ahead of the game, and we got on our paddle boards and kayaks and went for a 4-hour adventure from Invermere to Radium, and that was really enjoyable for me. That's a really, really unique experience, or a memory that I have of you and your group.
Awesome.
So I really appreciate that. And so you've actually branched out now. So you have East Kootenay Mama Tribe,
Mm-hmm.
which like I say, you put yourself out there and let a whole bunch of people come in together because you were new to the community. So you've been here for 2 years now?
Almost coming up on my 2-year anniversary.
Happy 2-year anniversary.
Oh, thank you.
A little early.
A little early, yeah.
You started the East Kootenay Mama Tribe, but now you branched out.
Women who wander.
Women who wander. Dun, 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 dun.
So, and it's funny, I was just speaking with one of my girlfriends about this. The East Kootenay Mama page was so wonderful, and it took on this like local empowering group for moms of this community. But it felt a little bit exclusive because it was just moms. And I had a lot of women that said they were eager to get on this page, but they couldn't because they weren't moms. So I kind of reassessed what I want to do and what I'm passionate about and what I would like to see for a group of women. and it was the Women Who Wander, and it's an adventure group that is including all women from all walks of life, not just moms, to come and explore and experience the epic backcountry that we have. We've got so many things to do here, and I think to not utilize it is silly.
It is silly. And you have been out there all winter. I've been following you all over the place on Instagram and Facebook. I love seeing your pictures. You always do the heel clicks and the snowboarding, and yeah, just totally an admirable mountain lifestyle.
Thank you.
Yes, I totally enjoy following you on the social media sites. I'd love to hear about what is really on the go with you and what you're pouring your heart into right now.
Cool. So right now what I'm pouring my heart into is my job. I really love that. That's out in Fairmont. But on the side, and I've just met with somebody to help with this group to bring it to life and to keep a little bit of accountability and some consistency. Her name's Ricky. She's wonderful. But we were talking about a meet and greet, which we're going to be doing really soon, which I'm really excited about. My biggest one that I'm excited about that's actually sold out is the Diana Lake backcountry trek.
Oh,
have you heard of that one?
I believe I checked into it, but it's just the dates were pretty far away. And
have you been to Diana Lake yet?
No.
It's beautiful. So we have 7 ladies now confirmed, and we're doing a half catered trip. So one of my friends owns the tea house there. It's an alpine tea house, and we're gonna do 2 nights accommodation, and they cook us this like fancy dinner. And so yeah, we're booked up with that. It's fully sold out, which is cool. And we're going to do some really fun, empowering activities while we're there. Do some hiking. We can actually get up right to the ridge of the Judge. You can scale that and look down at everything underneath you and do some yoga on the mountaintop and all kinds of fun stuff.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And whereabouts is Diana?
Head towards Briscoe.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not that far then.
No, and it's a 7-kilometer hike upwards.
Okay.
And it's beautiful. And I'm excited to do it with a bunch of really badass mountain mamas.
I'm so glad that filled up for you. I did take a peek at it, and then I looked at the dates and kind of thought I would go back to it, and that happened really quick. Then you've got the paddle night.
Yep, I
Okay.
just posted that today.
Yeah.
That's just going to be next week. Just paddling in the wetlands because I need to get my paddleboard out, and some ladies wanted to do it as well. So,
did you end up doing your fitness? You were going to be doing some fitness consulting, but you ended up taking a full-time job, so that kind of got put to the back burner. Was it fitness?
it did.
Yeah.
I'm still really, I love it. And it's funny because there's all of these universal signs keep coming up about like outdoor fitness, and I just keep getting a reminder of how much I do love fitness. It's something I'm going to do in the summer. If I combine it with outdoor hikes, I'm not sure yet. It's something that I'm going to do once my full-time job kind of settles out a little bit, because it's been a really, really great job. Takes up a lot of my time, but I love fitness. There's something about being active, and particularly doing it in nature surrounded by mountains, that's just so balancing and so amazing for me. And I think that's maybe one of my big motivators for this group, is because that's my happy place, and I want other people to experience that, and I want to bring them together while they're experiencing it, and I think it's just positive all around. So roundabout, yes, I would like to see fitness a part of what I offer at some point this summer.
Okay, so you are still thinking about offering some more like one-on-one or group fitness classes?
Likely group fitness.
Okay.
And if I can work it into this Women Who Wander and have it, as an outdoor fitness thing, then I would just be so happy.
Right.
I used to do a lot of boot camps, so that's something that I'm considering too.
I see people looking for personal trainers right now. Springtime, go figure. But I've seen you doing some kettlebell work, and I'm interested in learning more about kettlebells.
Kettlebells are my favorite.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
they're really, really fun. They're great.
Yeah.
I used to use them all the time when I was in my fitness classes. What I really like is doing a lot of the functional movements and using your body weight. There's a lot of things that can be done. Like you're doing your yoga, you want to do some hikes to a yoga spot somewhere, and I think that's really cool. The same can be done too with minimal equipment, and that's something that I'm looking into for potential fitness classes down the road.
So where do you get your energy from? You have a little one at home who occupies your time. You have a full-time job. You've got these adventures that you're planning. I'm just wondering, like, what what's fueling you? What's giving you this drive?
Oh, great question, Pam. Let me tell you. I love it. I don't know. There's, like I said, I touched on this earlier. There's something really empowering and rejuvenating about the mountains.
Right.
And being active and finding this amazing community of like-minded women. And that's just kind of what keeps me going. I think it's very balancing.
I truly believe you're one of the most inspirational ladies in the valley right now.
Stop.
You're doing a really good job, girl. Keep up the good work. But do you have any mentors that you would look up to right now? Is there anybody inspiring you to push a little harder?
I'm actually really inspired. I joined a group, and it's something that really inspired me to start the local group, and they're called the Lady Alliance. Have you heard of them? No. They're based out of Canmore, Banff, and Calgary. Mm-hmm. And the whole premise of this group is about empowering women and taking these badass women into the backcountry and uniting them through adventure and experience. So I've been really motivated and inspired and look up to some of these women that are hosting these. And I'm going to Canmore actually this weekend to attend a navigation course that they're hosting. So I'm excited to meet them and pick their brain. They've got a Women in Adventure film tour that they're taking right now through Canada. I'm trying to get that in Invermere. See how that goes.
Wow.
But yeah, they're really inspiring, and they're women that I aspire to be like rather at some point in my life. So
that is awesome.
Yeah.
You are going full force.
And I also am inspired by you, Pam. You are very consistent and persistent with what you're doing, and you're diverse, and you're motivated, and you're passionate. And I think it's very cool, the things that you're offering.
Okay, where's my tissue box?
Stop it.
Stop it!
I mean that. It's very cool.
Thank you. But thank you again for all of your support, because you kind of have been a rock for me for the last little bit too. So it's nice to have people like you that I can count on.
Cool.
It's good to have rocks in your life.
Well, cheers.
Cheers, Mama.
Solid ass rocks.
Solid ass rocks. I love this rooibos tea.
Yeah, it's really good.
Nice and high in antioxidants. It's good to, it's actually better for you than green tea.
Are we selling a brand?
We're starting a tea company.
It's very
to be announced. Rooibos, hibiscus. I drink a shit ton of hibiscus.
Oh, nice.
Oh my goodness, like it's going out of style. And then I've started following this gal on Instagram, and she does like magic potions and uses herbs and elixirs.
Yep.
And hibiscus, I was reading one of her pages the other day, and hibiscus is an aphrodisiac.
If you don't know, now you know.
Now I know. That's why I've been glowing for a couple of months, because I'm on the hibiscus tea. And
you get some of that.
Have you tried hibiscus?
No.
I'm getting you some hibiscus. It's hard to find here.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
But Netters usually carries it.
Cool.
So I will get you some.
Deal.
And you'll be hooked. You don't even need honey or milk or anything. It's just perfect. How do we find Kayla if we want to hook up and be inspired to travel the outback?
Well, I would definitely say to check out Women Who Wander on Facebook, and that's going to be local to Invermere. That's where we do all of our adventure posts. My Instagram is my personal one. You're welcome to follow it. It's got some heel clicks in there. Kayla.k4 is my handle on that one. But yeah, definitely check out the Women Who Wander and East Kootenay Mountain Mama page. It's a really brilliant page that a lot of women use quite often on the daily.
To stay connected in the community here in
Yeah.
Invermere. And you can never do too many heel clicks. Like, I enjoy every single heel click I see.
Yes.
This summer I may try to do a couple myself, so.
Let's do them together.
You're going to have to give me some tips, because I have no idea. So are you reading any good books, or?
I'm rereading The Secret.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Big fan of manifesting energy and putting good vibes out there.
Great.
And getting them back.
Have you seen the movie, or are you just watching the book, or listening to, or reading the book?
Reading the book.
Mm-hmm.
I will admit I find that the movie is a little bit commercialized. I haven't really seen it. I don't know that I will.
Right.
I don't know. And always, too, books are better than movies. You ever watch Harry Potter? Okay, who am I kidding? I love Harry Potter movies, but the books are far better. So I don't know. I've never jumped on the movie train. I just like to read those types of books.
So The Secret, and it's pretty exciting that you even mentioned that because I just arranged an interview with one of my next special guests who would like to speak about Manifesto Presto. Presto Manifesto. And so I'm pretty excited to learn more from her. You know, everybody has a different perception about how manifestation works in their lives. And I've been learning a lot about the phases of the moon. I don't want to say you're going to win or you're going to lose, but it feels like, does it feel like fortune if the moon works? I don't know. Or is it something that really works for everybody?
I'll speak to the moon. I used to do 911 dispatch, and I know a lot of nurse friends. And when there's a full moon, excuse my language, shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
It's a thing. So whether or not we're connected or affected by this energy and all the things that I've been seeing as well that you've been posting, I'm not sure. But I know that when there's a full moon, shit hits the fan. So explain that to me, Facebook world. I don't know.
Right? It's a dark moon right now. It's a new moon, and the hospital parking lot is empty. And everything's calm in our house. Everything's calm in the streets.
Oh, yes.
The last full moon, I'm not even going to say on air what happened, but I had, let's just say, teenager issues, and it was just like, lock the doors, keep the demons out. Some of those kids are so bad. Oh.
I really didn't believe it until I worked night shifts at 911 dispatch, and my coworkers who have been working there for like 30 years, they said there's something about a full moon. So
yeah.
I'd be curious to listen to that podcast and see what comes of the Manifesto Presto.
The Manifesto Presto. Well, tomorrow we're doing a ladies gathering. I'm sure you've gotten an invitation for it.
Mm-hmm.
Down at the shop in the industrial park.
Okay.
And we're doing a little new moon fire, kind of a costume party.
Ooh.
We have a photographer who's going to take some pictures. But with the new moon, we're going to be talking about just setting intentions. I quite like how you can reflect on the phase of the moon and, you know, think about goal setting, or with the full moon, I've been learning to look at the bad behaviors that come out and be willing to change unhealthy mindset or lifestyle habits.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's kind of cool because I don't know why, but I've been able to start seeing things come up around the full moon, like behavior that is unwanted, and not just in myself, but people around me.
Yeah.
And yeah, the new moon seems so fresh, and you know, it's just a prime opportunity for like planting ideas, intentions, and just giving life to new goals, right? New intentions. So
you know what totally resonates with me with that is when you were preparing me for these questions,
yeah,
and you asked what my motto was. I kind of was sitting there thinking, what's my motto? Do I have a motto? I almost quoted Lion King. What's the motto with you? It's terrible. Anyways, so one of my biggest mottos in life right now, and it's interesting that it kind of resonates with that, but it's readjusting, resetting, you know, refocusing. It's okay to have a little bit of a cycle, but being aware of that and putting those intentions out to change that pattern or to recognize it and do something different. And it's kind of interesting that it correlates with what you're talking about.
The cycles of the moon.
So that's a big motto of mine. Recycle, refocus.
Refocus.
I think it's so easy for people to get really hard on themselves. I mean, I'm from the fitness industry, and I've gone through, you know, I've just lost a bunch of weight, and it's easy to get down on yourself and not readjust and refocus and just know that it's okay to have shit go south sometimes. I mean, I'm in a divorce, which is fine. Everything's good with that. But like, refocus, readjust, reset your intentions, and just keep going.
Yeah, it's all about making decisions. And that's what I always tell people when they get into those kind of slumps where, you know, things don't feel quite right and, you know, things are out of sorts. It's like you'll feel so much better once you make a decision. Make a decision to make it work, or make a decision to do something else that may work better, right?
And I think just to be okay with being in that moment and just not having a grip on it and just being aware of it and then resetting yourself and keep going forward.
Yeah. Well, what I've learned as a coach is, number one thing when you're resetting is to believe in your ability to reset. And just having that willingness to look at those things that need to change again, when the full moon comes up, just being aware of those behaviors that are imbalanced, right?
Yeah.
And making an intention, to start instilling better habits, better cycles of, what we're attracting into our lives, understanding that connection to what you're putting out and receiving from what you're putting out, but you really have to be willing to reevaluate, right?
Yeah.
So when you're getting something from life, like what are you putting out that's attracting that into your life?
Yeah.
And how can I put better stuff out so that, I'm receiving, better situations or better relationships, or like you said, better thoughts about yourself, right? Because sometimes we're so hard on ourselves, and we really need to be so gentle, so much more caring about ourselves.
I'm always working on that. We're our own worst enemy or our own critics, so I think I agree 100% with that.
Yes. Yeah. So I've been working on that as well, like that personal development end of it. And yeah, the moon's been helping because you're actually taking time to sit down and reevaluate what's going on with you, right? So whether or not the moon works or not, it's inspiring me to set those, okay, today I'm going to look at my intentions. Today I'm going to look at my unhealthy behaviors.
Cool.
And then see how that plays out for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And
that kind of reminds me of someone who puts a ring on either hand to remember certain routines. It's the
people
cycle.
do that?
Yeah, it's like if they need to change something. I just read that today. They
Oh.
switch their ring off, but it's just a reminder, and similar to moon cycles, just helps keep you in a good routine.
Yes, I do all of the principles in yoga on my fingers. So it's like tying a string on your fingers so you don't forget the ethical practice of...
Or the months, 30, 31, 31. Anyways, what's your motto, Pam?
just to believe in yourself, and like you can do anything. There's unlimited possibilities out there, but you really have to, it takes effort. You have to put an intention into receiving what you want out of life, and you have to be willing to look at what you need to do to get it. So believe in yourself. It's so funny. I was thinking about, because I had my interview on Tuesday. We talked about the same thing, and I said, well, my motto is, who gives a shit what they think anyway? And then I felt kind of bad because I really do care what other people think, but when I am going into a group of people that I don't know, or, if I'm feeling lack of confidence when I'm about to teach a yoga class, I have to get that mind over matter. Like, don't let my insecurities eat me up, because, man, it's just so much better when you're in the flow and your doubts and your insecurities aren't holding you back from shaking someone's hand, or, going for coffee, or taking that retreat, or, whatever it is that keeps people from inserting themselves into the community. And I really feel that community is so important when it comes to balancing out your life, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's so much healing that can happen just from having a friend or a group of people that have a common purpose, where you feel like you belong. And so I do care what other people think, but sometimes that's one of my biggest mottos.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
Yeah. I use a lot of mantra mottos too, during, yoga, because I do yoga every day.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, do something every day that scares you, which is probably something along the line of your attitude that you already have, but,
I could be more vigilant with it, but yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Do something every day that scares you. I was shit scared when I learned how to paddleboard. I had...
Cool. Was that when we went on our trip?
No, it was the year before. Brenna reached out to me when I had the yoga studio in Fairmont, and said, would you be interested in taking some of my groups out and teaching yoga on the lake? And I said, well, you're going to have to teach me how to stand a paddleboard, because I have no idea. I've never been on a board.
Did you put you on a yoga paddleboard?
Yeah.
Sweet.
It was very easy.
Yeah.
But I was so scared. I was shaking. I was shaking all the way from Canal Flats to come to Invermere.
And you did it.
And I just kept on saying, do something every day that scares you. Do something every day that scares you. And I just I inserted myself. Like, I had to be aggressive to not be too afraid and go back home, like to actually do it. And it was one of my best achievements in my life because I got out there. She told me how to stand up. I went out to the middle of Lake Windermere, looked up at the mountains, did a few yoga poses, and I was sold. I was just like, this is great.
Oh yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah, you spend a lot of time on your board.
Yes, I do.
Or since you've been here anyways, did you just start when you moved here? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bought a yoga paddle board last summer, and I live on that thing. And it's sturdy. I'm trying to train my dog to get on there, but he's not having it. My kid's having it.
Yeah, so we bought boards the next year. It's just part of living in the mountains that is such a royal treat to just go out there and float, whether you're sitting or standing or, speeding in a fast boat. I don't do a lot of boating. I would love to own a boat.
Mm-hmm.
It's in my vision board. Presto manifesto. Who doesn't want a boat?
That's true. I'm pretty happy with my paddleboard. I need a canoe, so if anyone has any good deals on canoes, let me know.
I need to come up with a better motto. Those ones are feeling a little like I've been using those a lot. I need to, like, what is my next evolution of getting me to where I need to go? What's that mindset that I need to climb my next mountain?
Let me know.
I will. I'll meditate on it for a few days. Other than this one group, do you have any personal development gurus that you're fond of? Or, like, I know you and I have chatted about Tony Horton before.
Tony Robbins.
Or Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins. Doesn't Tony Horton, who's he?
He's a fitness guru.
Tony Horton. Is he?
Yeah.
Is he the one that did
P90X?
P90X.
Yeah.
He's extreme.
He's pretty extreme. Kind of like him a little bit.
Yeah, good for at-home stuff.
Yeah.
So if anybody's struggling with getting out, if they've got kids, I definitely recommend that.
Yeah, we don't have any space in our house now. That's why I love the studio. This is why this Shasta Wellness Studio.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a nice space.
It's a nice space to...
It's very cozy in here. Come have a cup of tea, do some yoga. Tony Robbins, he's a good motivator.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Kiyosaki,
haven't heard of him.
He's the writer of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He's pretty inspiring. I'm trying to think if there's any ladies that I've been really inspired by lately.
Like, have you ever read Brene Brown?
No.
I'm reading Dare to Lead by her right now.
Mm-hmm.
She's pretty funky. That's where I got that word vulnerability from.
Yeah.
She's like, you need to rumble. You need to rumble with vulnerability. And it's all
That's kind of juxtaposing rumbling with vulnerability.
Right? Well, it's about putting yourself into situations that you feel intimidated by, but you want to know more. Like, you want to communicate more.
And you ultimately feel empowered by because you put yourself in that vulnerable position and then rocked it. Is that kind of the premise?
I think so.
I think
well, it's all about leadership.
Okay.
So I think it's all about, getting to know people at deeper levels.
Cool.
So you're asking deeper questions to get that ball rolling and get that connection, is what I'm understanding. I think you would really get a lot from Brene Brown. But anyways, it's with this yoga teacher training that's coming up in May.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the books that is a recommended read for the reading list for Mandorla. So I'm on the right path with what I'm reading anyway.
Nice.
So I picked it up before I knew I had to pick it up.
Nice. I'm going to have to read it.
I'm actually really interested about the whole purpose with my podcast. As everyone asks us, like, why are you doing this podcast nonsense? Like, what is driving you to find people and probe into their minds? And well, my intention is, as a health and wellness studio, mm-hmm. to bring like-minded individuals in so that we can promote each other and join efforts and just help to motivate people with their health and wellness.
Cool.
But it's more than just health and wellness. It's a larger spectrum of whole life balance, right? So sometimes it's physical, emotional, spiritual well-being that we need to look at to bring more balance into our lives so that we feel more passionate and whole and complete. And that's part of that, community connection that sometimes helps to fill that spiritual when there's something lacking.
Mm-hmm.
So community can be spiritual in a sense of belonging, right?
Very cool.
Communicating. It's I've been doing this other group online to do live Facebook live videos.
Yep.
So there's this whole group of ladies who are training other people to have the confidence to get on Facebook every day and hit that live button, sit down and have a conversation just like you and I. So it'd be like we're talking through Facebook, right? But you're at home and I'm at the studio or wherever.
Yep.
And we're having a conversation and I'm teaching you something and you're talking back to me through the comments. And I tell you, that just, I can't do that.
It's hard.
It's
I've done live videos before and it's hard. And I was joking that when I was going to do this podcast, I'd get here and have all these ideas in my head and just be like, potato. Like all I could come up with was nothing.
Yeah.
And it's challenging and it's funny because you can prepare for it. But once you have a little bit of that pressure or that vulnerability, it all kind of...
Yeah.
But-
What happened to my confidence?
But practice makes perfect. So it's cool that you're doing that and that you're bringing people on here.
Yes, and so it just turned out that it's like a snowball effect where I'm helping to promote people's businesses. But essentially, at the end of the day, I'm helping to promote my own personal development where I'm building confidence to eventually move all that I have to offer onto the internet, like have a video library of all my yoga classes and
Cool.
all of my life coaching ramblings and, you know, Reiki teachings. I'm even kind of interested in teaching massage to people. Like it keeps on coming up as something I'd like to do. And there's so many couples that come in for massage, you know, the spouses, the husband or the wife, and they don't get any massage at home. And, you know, that's an important part of building healthy relationships is safe and compassionate touch, you know?
Mm-hmm. The right way.
The
The right way, man.
The right
More than 5 minutes, okay? Sorry.
We'll edit that.
No, we won't.
Let's make this all about sex now.
But no, you're right. Yes, that's cool. And it's neat. Have you noticed a big difference between your first interview and this one?
Absolutely.
Cool.
Like we've, for myself, I feel more relaxed
Cool.
and confident. Watching myself, this is my 9th video now.
Very cool.
And just watching myself, I feel like I look more relaxed. And you've got a sore back. I shouldn't really hold you up much longer.
Oh, it's okay.
But definitely feel more relaxed. And John's been working on the lighting, and he's brought in some more angles on the cameras. Yeah, but I think the point of why I'm offering the podcast has turned into something bigger than it was, and it's benefiting myself and the community.
Cool.
Yeah, I think probably more than I can recognize. Like you said, practice makes progress. And what I just really want more than anything to start doing yoga online.
Cool.
And build up some clientele that way for the studio and for myself. On that topic, what I was trying to say is I'm really interested in, like, if you ever come across mentors, especially in the area, even, you know, building a group, you know, yourself. I know you have so much on your plate already, but like a speaking engagement group, you know, almost like, have you ever been to a Toastmasters or?
I've never been. My girlfriend went all the time.
Oh, I'm interested in that.
That would be really fun.
It's coming up as one of my things that I'd really like to be involved with, not to facilitate it because I have so many, like I said, insecurities that I'm working on getting over. So I don't think I would be good at motivating other people to, you know, do the best that they can do but you know what? I used to do those socials at the Fairmont Rec Center
Oh, yeah.
for years.
That's where I work, guys. I'm a recreation coordinator out at Sun Chasers. Pam used to work there. And she did the social.
I did the socials every week. I did the show suite, I did the houseboat, I did the socials, and I would stand up and that whole little rec room would be jam-packed with people because they'd all come for their free ice cream.
You did ice cream too.
We served gelatis. Jerry's Gelati would
yummy.
serve, he'd bring us a couple buckets of ice cream to promote his business, and he'd bring in a free scoop of ice cream, so if everyone who got a coupon would come into Invermere and get a little scoop of ice cream when they go to his shop. And so we'd all have, you know, elbow to elbow, and they all came and they all liked the free stuff, the giveaways. So I would represent 4 businesses, and then each business would have to do like a draw. So everybody would get to enter their name in to win, you know, $25 off a Strands or whatever it was.
Cool.
Kayla, I used to when I first started that, I would, and I, have to stand there without a microphone, but look at this whole room full of people, and my knees would shake, and I wouldn't breathe, and I'm sure I missed half of what I was supposed to say, but that took a lot of work. Do you have to talk at those socials?
Yep.
How do you do? You must be doing fine by now.
Yeah, I do good. I don't know. I think you're probably used to it now because you lead classes. And I mean, I used to lead fitness classes. So it was kind of a natural transition into that. Though there's been some times where I just stick my foot in my mouth and then I'm notorious for I just keep talking. And I'll eventually get there. But no, it's good. I like it. I really like the energy and I like groups of people. I like community. I like interacting with people. So
yeah,
I always found it's kind of been really natural for me.
Yeah, but maybe we can put that out on your East Kootenay Mama Tribe and say, hey, who knows how to coach other people to do like public speaking, and who'd be interested in just doing like...
I know a lady.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll reach out to her for you, or I'll connect you guys.
Yeah, if we could start something,
Yeah, it's awesome. That'd be really cool.
Yeah. Are there any other events that you wanted to share that you're promoting?
My adventure group, if anybody's interested in it, feel free to message me. We're really trying to get, similar to what you're doing, a group of like-minded people together to explore and just live their best life. Take some time for themselves because that's self-care. It's number one. And that's how I do it, is in nature with a bunch of really badass mountain mamas. So, or not mamas, let's not keep it inclusive. Women who wander.
Right, women who wander.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say, let the men in. I was like, what?
Do not let the men in.
Exclusive for women. Women only.
The women who wander.
The women who wander.
Yeah, check out the page and check out the activities. And if anyone has any other adventures they want to host, then let us know.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thanks for coming out and having a cup of tea with me and sharing your vision. Vision for the valley, vision for the women.
Thanks for having me. That was fun. Not nearly as terrifying as I thought it would be.
Exactly. Look, it's just me and you.
And that guy over there.
And that guy over there. Hi, John.
Hey, John. Well, cheers. Thank you.
Yes. And our lovely audience, thank you for watching.
Cheers.